Welcome to a very late update to the Gameweek 33 team, where we'll be going through a potential wildcard draft. Since making the initial team selection video for Gameweek 33, a number of players are looking much more doubtful. Tom Heaton is back in contention and could replace Nick Pope between the sticks. Ben Mee is also a doubt for Burnley, and of course Mohamed Salah looks set to miss the Merseyside Derby, even if only through precaution rather than a serious injury. Stanislas is another player we've held on to who is almost certain to miss Gameweek 33, and on top of that, the likes of Otamendi, Firmino and to a lesser extent Sterling and Van Dijk are all at risk of rotation, as Liverpool and Man City prepare for the second leg of their Champions League tie next week. The initial plan was to try to hold out one more week, allowing the free hit chip to be used for Gameweek 34 to bring in up to 11 double Gameweek players, before the team would revert back to the Gameweek 35 ready team. Then, the wildcard and bench boost could be used in Gameweek 36 and 37 to counter those who still have their triple captainship remaining. But with the current injuries and rotation risks in the squad, that may not be possible, and the alternative route would mean using the wildcard ahead of Gameweek 33 to bring in up to 15 players for the bench boost in Gameweek 34. The free hit chip would then be needed in Gameweek 35 to bring in players for the blank Gameweek. The downside to this plan though is that those FPL managers with a triple captainship remaining will almost certainly have the advantage in Gameweek 37. But before we decide whether or not to use the wildcard, let's take a look at what the current wildcard draft looks like, and you can vote in the poll or comment down below to leave your opinion on which route you think is the best one to take. Matt Ryan would be paired with David De Gea, with a home fixture against Huddersfield in Gameweek 33 before Brighton's double Gameweek 34. Benching the Manchester United goalkeeper could backfire, but you'd fancy Man City to score more so than Huddersfield on current form. It will be a fairly template defence as well, with Wes Morgan, Jan Vertonghen and Marcos Alonso lining up for their optimal fixtures and double Gameweek 34, while Burnley's Loughton and Tarkowski make up the bench, in anticipation of the bench boost. The big change from the template comes in midfield, where Dele Alli replaces Mohamed Salah. This is a big risk of course, but it looks very likely that the Liverpool midfielder won't play in Gameweek 33, and unless Man City somehow overturn a 3-0 deficit in the second leg, Liverpool will progress further in the Champions League, and that could lead to more rotation in future game weeks. It will be an option to bring Salah back in with a free hit chip in Gameweek 35, but beyond that, it could be Gameweek 38 before he comes back in, so that's potentially a big risk. Jesse Lingard will provide a strong option on the bench, and is even a potential starter for Gameweek 33, when United will face their Manchester rivals. It will be two fairly strong forwards, partnered with the in-form Ashley Barnes, who scored in each of his last 4 games, and faces back-to-back home fixtures for double Gameweek 34. The dilemma in Gameweek 33 would be whether to start him over Jesse Lingard, or even whether to go 4-4-2 and play one of the Burnley defenders instead. Leicester have good fixtures and 2 double game weeks, so Jamie Vardy is preferred for balance over Romelu Lukaku, but the plan for now would be to move for the Manchester United striker in Gameweek 34, controversially ahead of Harry Kane. There's just enough in the bank to upgrade AUBAMEYANG to Lukaku for Gameweek 34, which would see the Belgian captain the team for that week, backed by the double Spurs midfielders, rather than going for Harry Kane. Going forwards, the plan would be to downgrade Ali to Arnautovic to fund Lukaku to Kane in Gameweek 36, taking a 4-point hit, but allowing 2 free transfers for Gameweek 38 potentially. So those are the 2 plans, and a decision will need to be made ahead of Saturday's Gameweek 33 deadline. So let me know your thoughts by voting in the poll, commenting down below, and as always the final team will be posted via Twitter prior to the deadline.